Yarny friends. So this is Blossom. Welcome to the Fiber Floozie podcast. I'm coming to you from West Texas. And yeah, welcome all of my new subscribers. The channel has grown a lot since the last podcast, and I'm very thankful for every single one of you. And also, thank you for everybody who's been here from the get-go. I'm just so tickled. I know that the channel is only going to grow. I know that it takes a while. And I just like to talk about yarn and projects and all kinds of stuff. So that's why I'm here. My husband would tell you I just love to talk. There's a little bit of that. Now, I haven't done a whole lot of heavy talking in the last month because I was a hairdresser and I recently retired from hairdressing and took a job with the company that I sell essential oils for. And so there's some things coming to the channel soon. So stay tuned for that. Okay, so this is going to be a long one because there's a few things I want to talk about. And then there's also a lot that I want to show you. So one of my subscribers who also has a podcast recently said something to me about, well, I see that you do a lot of things, but I don't see your projects. And that is very true that recently there has not been as many projects. I would say that I've been going through a transition because I've had to change the way I do my projects. I've had to change my times. I don't know how to explain it. I haven't been hitting it as hot and heavy as I was from, say, January to now. And maybe some of that is because of the warmer weather. Maybe some of it is because we've had a lot going on here. Also, I took some trips. And so I really have not done a lot of projects. I have a lot of projects. If you look back on a couple of my videos, I have a lot of projects on the go. I have a lot of them started. There's one right here. That's the sweater. Should we get that out of the way? Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start. We're not going to start with that. It's coming. We're going to start with what I finished. Now, I did the last podcast, I believe I spoke about these, but I'm just going to briefly show them because I have not, they haven't gone home yet. But these are the 3 purses that I did. So the main reason I am showing you a few things is because Tina from Crafts by the Rose, hi Tina, this is your fault. She said, I see you do a lot of things, but I don't see your projects. And then this purse. So tonight I'm going to put the buttons on these when I get through podcasting so that I can get those home to their new owner. Now, if I did not mention it before I go any farther, this is me. Can't tell whether it's focusing. All right. So I finished a blanket. Now remember I was doing the baby blanket. So let me show you what it looks like. This is 2 cakes of the burnout blanket stripes. I want to break this, fit perfectly around it. And I'll tell y'all, this is so soft and yummy and squishy. I absolutely love this stuff. So that's how it turned out. I did it in half double crochets through the back loop. Now, if you will give me a minute, I will tell you, because I brought out my handy deal I got from the Dallas-Fort Worth Fiber Festival. It is approximately 32 inches, 80 centimeters by 40 inches. So 32 by 40 or 80 by 100 centimeters. So that's it folded in quarters. So I had an intro there and something went a little bit crazy. Sometimes I forget to put this thing on from internal storage to the SD card, and it gets upset because it says it doesn't have enough space, which it really has plenty of space, but you know how that goes. So I showed you the baby blanket. Let's move on. Okay, what am I wearing? This is a garter stitch shawl that I made from the minis that I got around Christmas time from Crystal Skies Hand Dyed and Amber's Yarn Shop. And I did just back and forth. There's 350 stitches across. This is knit. And then around the outside is the Premier Cotton, and I cannot remember the colorway, and I went all the way around it twice with single crochet. So that's one of the things I've gotten done. Now, if I didn't mention this, I know. I just wanted to show some of the projects that I have finished, because a lot of people are new and they may not have seen them, and some people don't want to go all the way back to the beginning and watch things again. So I also wanted to tell you here on Tawanda, I don't know if you can see, let me get her up a little bit closer. No, I can't, but this rose up here, that's a thermal shirt, okay? So since it's thermal, it has like a waffle, kind of a waffle, like a grid pattern on it. And I just did a rose on top. See that? I did several of these shirts. Okay. We'll put this back on her. It's very long. All right. What else have I finished? Oh, okay. I meant to get this down. You know, I hear a lot of people that they apologize because they're leaning down and they think they're being rude and all of those things. And guys, this is work. You've got to put all this stuff out here and then you got to put it all back because you just, you know, you kind of organize your world. This I finished. This was my New Year's Eve cast on. This is the Higetsu Shawl by Randy's Random Ramblings. She is Anseer handmade on Etsy. And I have showed these. I know y'all that have seen this stuff are like, what? Why are you showing that again? This is for the new people, guys. So this is a beautiful pattern. You should go and look this up. I did this in Mandela Sparkle, and the color is Aquarius. Now, I did not do this one. I absolutely love it. This came from Jan Carruthers. She made it. And I think this may be a mandala also, but she doesn't get a lot of that stuff, so it could be something else. But it's very soft. And I love this pattern. Look at the spine. Okay, I showed you this one, another shawl that I made. I do not remember what the stitch is called. And then, but it was done from the yarn from Mitchell C. Creations on Etsy. And it was a one of a kind. And I did it with the edge is Cascade 200 in their sparkle. I don't remember the colorways, but I do have a Ravelry page for it. This is my Vertices Unite by Stephen West. And this is done with Honeybee Knits. This was a cowl, a knit along. I don't remember all the colorways. Vertices Unite by Stephen West. This one is Pure Joy. This is done with yarn from Crystal Skies Hand Dyed. This is Baby Alpaca. This is Love on the Rocks and another color I cannot remember. This also has a Ravelry page. Another long one. This is so soft. Baby Alpaca, so soft. I don't even know if I've shown this one. This is a shawl that I made from Lion Brand Ice Cream. I don't remember the color. And I also do not remember which pattern this is, but I want to do this one again. This was a lot of fun. This is what this is called, an applied border, I think. Maybe. It's a nice size. But I wanted to show you what happens with this yarn and why I don't use it anymore. And I know Crystal likes this yarn. Crystal from Bangladesh, she uses this yarn a lot. But you see all that? And I don't have one of those shavers. I'd like to get one for this reason, because I know there are other yarns out there that do this. This is very soft, very pretty, and gorgeous ombre that the ice cream yarn does. And I love all those things about it. But this pilling stuff I don't like. I'm tickled about all the new anti-pilling stuff. This is the Debbie neck warmer by Seta. Hi, Seta. She designed this for Debbie, the Canadian crocheter. Seta's Place. This is her design in her pattern. This is my Slouchy Hat. It's knit. It was done with, started with zebra and finished with newsprint. This is my favorite hat. I love the pom-pom. I love the color. There's no pattern. It was a mulberry silk, and the dyer is no longer dyeing yarn. That's hand dyed silk. This one is a hand dyed yarn. Isn't that cute? And I did not have a pattern for this one either. Totally winged it. And the yarn was 2016 by Arkansas Yarn Co. This hat, this is the one I did with the Kramer yarns, and I forget what the mohair was, but I held mohair and another yarn together. I think the Kramer was the mohair, and the other one I cannot remember. This hat is really stretchy, really big, really stretchy. This was what I called my flat hat because I seamed it super, super stretched, which is one of the reasons, actually, I'm thinking about turning it into a little purse or something because it's so stretchy. I haven't decided. That's why it's at the bottom of the bucket. How's that for some finished projects? Okay, what else? There's a lot of stuff that is in my shop. So if you go to my Etsy shop, you will find some pieces there. There's a lot of crocheted items in there. Now, I'm going to get to one of my talks. Ready? You see this? 90% of it is acrylic. And you know what? It's pretty. I don't understand the stuff that's going on now. I try to stay out of all that. I don't understand the dramas and stuff that's going on. You know, I guess if people didn't say anything, changes wouldn't be made. So I understand that. But also, I don't know. I'm not one to, I like what I like. And I like yarn. And I like all kinds of yarn. And that's why my husband, he came up with that. He called me the fiber Floozie. And it stuck. I'm like, yeah, I am. I'm going to own that. And I just love yarn. And there's a lot of stuff I just don't like to work with because it hurts my hands. Um, there's a lot of it that probably when I go through it again, because I try to go through it about once a year, and it was harder to do before we did this setup, but it's a lot easier now. And there's some, most of what you see here, I will use. And I have got some spaces. I've got some. Now you can't see it because it's just too hard from this angle, but there's some spaces here where I have used some stuff. I have a lot of plans. We all have plans with our stuff. But who cares? Who cares? Do you. Do what you do. Do what makes you happy. If, you know, maybe I shouldn't buy yarn to make me happy, but it does make me happy. You know, it's not the only thing. Other things make me happy. I don't have a problem where I'm having issues and I just have to go buy yarn. This is just something I really enjoy doing. And it has been something I have stuck with for a while. So, and then the other part of that is, who cares if it's acrylic? You know, use what you can afford. Use what you like to use in the color you like to use. I have an Etsy shop. So I do make things to put in the Etsy shop. Etsy's one of those things that I may not keep. I have not had the best of success with it. But I don't feel like I have given it a full chance yet. And what I mean by that is I have not committed enough to it to see if it will. I do know when I give them money to advertise for me, I do better. I don't want to give them money all the time. I'd like to make money. So at work, I am learning how to build a website. And so I am going to build one for myself too. I've learned a lot so far. I've had some mental blocks that have slowed me down, and there's just so much there, so many layers there that I don't get, but it's coming. I'm getting there. And I'm no expert, but I'm getting there. I've learned a lot. Okay, so that's things that I have made, guys. That's just stuff that I have. That's not the things that I have given. I have given 3 baby sweaters for my ladies when I was at the shop that I knit for them. Toys that I have knit and crocheted. Hats. Dishcloths. I can't, the list, there's a few things on my Ravelry page, but I did not have the wherewithal to put a lot of projects on there. And not everything here is on there either. I need to go through this box and see if there's anything I can put on Ravelry. But it's no big deal either. You know, I belong to a lot of groups on Ravelry. Do I participate all the time? I'd like to have more time, but it's just not something I can do all the time. I am still working. Okay, so that's, what else was I going to talk about? So yes, I can buy nice yarn. This is all hand-dyed yarn. That's not anybody's business. It's just like what Crystal from Bag O' Day said. People give her such a hard time about having so much yarn. It's none of their business. I like it all though. That's why, like I said, why I look at Floozie. I don't discriminate on yarn. Okay. And I would like to say that everybody is welcome on my channel. I hope you all know that. Okay, so some of the things that I have that are whips. Now, all right. This is, if you're new, I have yet to successfully make myself a sweater. I have made sweaters, but I haven't made one for me. So this is as far as I have gotten on this one. This is, the color is rose coral. This is Patents Canadian. And the pattern is the worsted boxy by Pohi Locatelli. And I am to the sleeves. And I get frustrated. I even have notes right here. Those are the notes that I got from Kate Atherley when I sat in with her class for one of her classes at Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival. She sat down, she went over that, and I'm just not there with my head. Just not. That's one of those mental blocks. I'll get there. Okay, that's the sweater. There, we talked about it again. Okay. There is this one. I haven't worked on it. This is a scarf. It's a plain old garter stitch scarf. I could make this a cowl and be done. I need to do that. That's newsprint and some fun fur. No pattern. And that is in my Knit for Brains bag with the yarn balls on it. In my bag from Bags by Awesome Granny is another shawl that I started. This where I'm in the middle of the round. This one is my marled So I started with black, went to the cream, and then went to the blue, and then marled in the black, and I marled in. This one is actually kind of fun. I forgot how I did the sides. I had to figure that out. No pattern. And this is being done with wool-like. Let me just show you that. Loops and threads, wool-like. This is a 1 lace weight. I'm holding it double. I really like how it's turning out. I just I don't know. I worked on it. And then this one, which is in my bag from Brand of Randy's Ramblings and Sear Handmade. Does that say that on here? Oh, Randy, doesn't it say it? Maybe not. Okay. I'm doing this duster jacket from the front cover in Heartland, Lion Brand Heartland. That's as far as I've gotten. So this is just kind of a recap for me and for you. Okay. Also, there is these. This is another Knit for Brains. This is the double Dutch bag because it has a inner comes with your needle keeper, and it has the two in there, so it's double Dutch. These are the socks, and they are the pattern by Louise Patterson of the Fiber Friends podcast, and she also hosts the Fiber Friends Friday Night Knit In on Facebook. Hi, Louise. I haven't done them yet. No, I'm gonna. Yeah, I'm gonna probably start all over again. Right now, they're on these double point needles. Drop any? Lord. I don't know what's going on. Who knows? Okay, those are in this bucket, see? And still working on the hot pad. Crochet hot pad. I forget what this colorway is. It's an Americana type color. So yeah. I also want to mention Seta from Seta's Place again because you're not the only one that gets hot. This is something my girls got for me. I have two girls. They got this for me when they went on a trip. And this was right after the divorce. And my grandson has gotten a hold of it. It's wood. And it has a powder smell to it. And it came in a real fancy box, which I still have in my drawer. And you hold it here. Works, Seta. It works. Oh, it's just wonderful, like you said. Okay. Coffee. Now, what I was fixing to say was what I'm working on now. The most active thing I'm working on, well, two really, is got enamored by this Chevron top by Bag O' Day. Y'all see that? Yeah. There's the chevron. Now let me show you a single of that. You can see it's kind of got holes, so I'll wear some little chemise or what do you call those underneath it. I'm doing this in Comfy Cotton Blend, 392 yards each, 50% cotton, 50% polyester, and I'm doing Cloud 9 and Whipped Cream. Purples and teals, blue, a little bit of blue. So I'm past the arm where you connect the arms. I can't figure out which way is out. It's hard until you get a little bit farther. Let's see, I've connected both the arms. So I'm just going to slide this over my head. Show y'all. Now for the largest size in her tutorial, she says 88. I think she said 88 beginning chain. And then you connect it without twisting and begin your pattern. And then afterwards it'll get, see it sits a little farther out here, but afterwards it's going to get a single crochet on the inside. And then see, here's my arms. So I've got plenty of room. And I've started the body. This is very comfortable cotton. I'm liking this cotton. It may be a little warm, maybe fall or spring for Texas, for me to wear it in Texas. But with just a little tank underneath it, I think it's going to be great. And I really like the colors. So you see how I'm doing the body now is going to be this whipped cream. I have 2 of these. So I'm going to go ahead and do as much as I can with the 2 that I have and see if I can't finish the body out. And then at the bottom, I'm thinking at the bottom I may put a row of this, but we'll see how it looks when I get there. I'm liking this, and everybody's like, well, they finished it in 24 hours, and I'm thinking, sloth, guys, sloth. So that's what I've been doing the last 2 days. Today is Monday. I didn't even talk about that. Today is Monday. Happy Memorial Day. I got to work. I think I started Saturday on this, so 2 days I've been doing off and on. I also put in my vegetable garden, and then last weekend I put in the vegetable garden, and this weekend I put in the little flower bed. Now these aren't very big. The bed out front is just the walkway, and then I just put in roses and flowers that I got. And I had a lot of grass and stuff to clean out of there. And then the vegetable bed, I put a lot of stuff in there. It's a pretty good size. But I had to clean all of that out. And if you follow along, I have a Facebook group for the Essential Blossom. If you will go there, you will see pictures. And I'm also with the Instagram, you can see some pictures. Okay, another project I'm working on is this one. And it is done with the Lion Brand 24/7 cotton in red and black. My grandson picked these out when I was in New Orleans. I am doing the Spider Hat by Kate Atherley. And that's as far as I've got. So the red is at the bottom. And I'll do about this much of that, and then I will go into the pattern, the spider pattern. And then the other thing I started, which I've not talked about yet. I haven't talked about that, and I haven't talked about this. This is the Life Changes Shawl by Laura Concert. She is a crocheting Whovian. So this one is done with Arkansas Yarn Co. yarn and minis. I am doing mine with this, which is Gentle. It's by Raspberry Knitter. And the minis are by Honeybee Knits. Again, in the middle of a row. This is where I'm at so far. And this has got some purples and some peaches and a little bit of pink. It's going to work really well. My husband picked the colors. You know how I am about that. So that gray, I think, is called And Away. And then the next one's going to be in the navy. And then probably do purple People Eater. And then I'll do Honey Buns. It's golder than that. And then I don't remember this one, but I want to say it's Cora something. And I'm holding those in my little Doctor Who bag, since Laura is a Whovian, by Amber from Amber's Yarn Shop. So I've been working on that, and the hat, and that's it right now. And I've also been working on my husband's blanket. I say that every podcast because I always am. And you guys have not seen it for a while. Yeah. I bought my husband a Swift. He winds all of my yarn into cakes. So, got it on Amazon. If y'all want to know anything, I have a hard time getting the links down there. I'm a bad podcaster. But just ask and I will tell you where I got it. And this is his blanket. So if you're new and you don't know the story, he asked me to make him a scrap blanket from just various yarns that he has picked out. He'll pick, when I start to get low on one, he'll pick another one. This is the one I'm working on now. This is just some Super Saver. At this gauge, I don't have a problem with this yarn, and he told me, he said, put it in my blanket. So he's getting it in his blanket. It is, if I hold it on the ground, comes to my waist. Hula, hula. And there are different yarns in here from different projects that I have done since I started the blanket. And the blanket went with us when we went on our trip. We went back to Omaha, Nebraska, where he was from, and we went on a long drive and wound up at my dad's in Colorado Springs, and then came back home. And that was in October of last year. And that went with me, and I did probably about a foot or so of that while on our trip in between my other projects. So a great deal of that blanket got done. And then the other projects that I did, those yarns went into it. So it's getting there. It's probably a couple feet from being done, maybe. Okay, now that's the projects. I'm looking around to make sure there's nothing else sitting here that I'm working on. I don't know if there's anything in those bags over there. I don't think so. I did not show this to you guys. I told you this is going to be long. So if you need to take breaks, I got this at Books A Million for $14.99. This is called the Travel Book Rest. And it folds. It's got Velcro right here where it folds back together, and then you have this handle. Looks like a little suitcase. You open it up. It has those where the books go. And then you put this little tab in the handle. Right here, see there's a slide, not in the handle, but right below the handle here. And that holds it together. And then you can put your book there. Well, I have found, and it also says on here that it's good for tablets, and that's why I got it, was for my tablet. Works really well. I took it to my daughter's. Actually, I got it while I was at my daughter's in the younger daughter, and I watch and listen to things on this tablet when I am at her house, because I don't like to leave the TV running at her house, so I can be incognito and put my earphones in and do that. So the Travel Book Rest for books and tablets at Books A Million, $14.99. Great. Love it. Okay, these two are moving into Dreamworks. Stuff I'm dreaming about making. Of course, I'm not dreaming about finishing any of that. Okay, I found the pattern that I want to do, because I picked up this magazine while I was in New Orleans, and I picked up these two sets of yarn. This is the Bamboo Pop by Universal Yarn. This one is in the Mardi Gras colors. These have numbers on them, not names. And then this Coral. And it's the exact yarn and color from this book. This is the Pineapple Pizzazz Shawl. And the book the magazine is the Crochet World. Nathan, I'm going to do some pineapple. Tina, Craft by the Rose. This is the Crochet World, April 2019. and I'm going to make two. So this one will be for my daughter because this is her color, coral, and then this one will be for me to remind me of New Orleans. I also might sell it in my Etsy shop. We'll see. So that's part of my dream project. Now I showed you guys this on my live, this magazine, but I did not show you. I've got, this is a new pattern that's out from Yarnspirations. Y'all still with me? I think you are. Okay. And it's called Grace. And they use Patton's Grace, which I looked up, which is a lace weight. It has a chart and the whole pattern on one page. Surely I can figure this one out. But y'all go look at this. This came out on YouTube the other day, and I don't know if there's a tutorial or not. This is in black and white, but look how pretty that pattern is. Patton's Grace, all on one page. So I want to do that one. I have a lot of cotton and I have a lot of lace weight that I'm trying to find things to do with because it's going to be summer. Okay, I'm going to be doing a lot of this kind of thing too. I have to go through and figure out why this didn't print well. But anyway, I have a lot of Crystal Bag O' Days patterns. They're written patterns because I paid to get them from Etsy. And one of them is this one, which is a crochet unisex ribbed ski mask beanie hat. I'm going to make this for my daughter's boyfriend, Alex. I found the pattern. This one is Shawl in a Ball, the Crochet Easy Cowl Wrap. Shawl in a Ball, Restful Rainbow on that one. This one is done with Unforgettable, called the Cool Summer Night Shawl Wrap. And I figure I could do several of those. These are all Bag O' Day patterns. This one is Pineapple Lace. I don't know. She did this with Unforgettable. It's the Night at the Emmys lacy dress, but I don't want to make it this long. I want to make it, like, say, down to the hip. And this is a newer one. No, this isn't new. This is not the newest one, I don't think. Not sure. The Ladies Summertime Blues. This one is done with Karen Simply Soft. And I know that I have a yarn that will work. Maybe. It's hard to see that because of the printers going out. The color. That color is going out. So, future stuff I want to do. And then I have a box. Now, these are all bagged and ready to go. This is the socks I'm going to do for my grandson and I with the mustache yarn, and the colorway is called Ralph because this, remember, matches the Mouse and the Motorcycle. And I can thank In a Pickle Knitting for this because she's the one that talked about it and did it. She did it already. I'm going to make the On the Spice Market shawl by Melanie Berg, and I'm going to use this kit that I got from Canon Hand Dyes, and she does things themed on books, and this one was the fried green tomatoes, and they're all in there and ready to go. Jewel tones with this here. This is Yak. This yarn is Yak. Purchased this at Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival. And that one. This is Mustache yarn. These will be socks. This one is Night at the Roxbury. Because I wanted rainbow. This will be socks. Mustache yarn. Wool Giggles. This was the colorway for the Dallas Fort Worth Fiber Festival. I showed y'all all these. It's all bagged and ready to make into things. This is the 3-stitch waffle mitten pattern, which is a free pattern on Ravelry. And I'm going to use the Toad Hollow yarn, which is held with mohair. Here's the Philosopher's Towel. That's by Kay Jones of the Bakery Bears. And these are my yarn I got from Chicken Coop Dye Works. And this is the Game of Thrones. Gigi said it all. You guys go and see Gigi. Gigi made it. Gay Gillespie. I'm with you, Gay. I am with you. Dre Renee Knits did this one, which is called For the Love. The Fun 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 Shawl. Y'all see that? There we go. And this one is the one that has, this is the Suburban Stitcher DK weight, I believe. This one is the Well-Mewed Shawl by, she is a friend of the Fiber Friends podcast. Her name is Maul. Oh goodness. Yeah, Josh Maul. And this one got a great, I don't want to give too much of this pattern away, but it's got a great pattern on it. Some really nice mosaic type color work. And these yarns are the ones that I got for the traveling yarn. Have Yarn Will Travel. So we've got me and my daughter and my other daughter all in one shawl represented in these colors, because one of those is Paris. And this one is So Me. This is going to be the Trey Tosh cowl by Kristen Ashbau Helmreich for Jimmy B. I butchered that. Did I butcher that? This is Madeline Tosh yarn. So it's the Tosh cowl. Let's just put it that way. There you are. Am I using Tosh? I don't think this is Tosh. I think this is Malabrigo. It's Manos del Argue, Maxima. And it's a single. So I've got the Manos and Malabrigo. So that's that. That's that one. This is all my dream stuff. This box is primarily knitting. They are at least packaged different. Oh. Okay. How's that for some projects? So, accountability. I need to get some things done. I'm going to finish this shirt, this chevron top. I'm going to finish this Life Changes shawl, and I'm going to finish my grandson's hat. Those are the three things I'm going to work on and get those done. He doesn't need the hat until, I mean, it's not going to be cold. He's in New Orleans, so, but he is so into it. He's into Ant-Man right now. That's his thing. So cute. So cute. I did not show y'all this book. So this is the part of the podcast where I go over the magazines. And I showed y'all the other ones. Oh my gosh. This is the DMC Natura. Oh my gosh, look at that. I was watching Espace Tricot. The gals over there. And they were showing some of the projects that they have done with linen and cotton and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, yeah, that's what I need to be doing down here. I want to do all of it. I can't wear all of it. I'd like to be selling more of it. So there's some free downloads here that if y'all want to go check it out. Here's one by Plymouth Yarn. This white one is a Plymouth Yarn pattern. There is a Ancient Arts pattern, and there is a Imperial Yarn pattern. Look at that one. That's pretty. And the orange one is Ancient Arts. She does a Facebook video every week and normally does a free pattern on there. Ancient Arts. I believe that's right. This is the lace cardigan. No buttons. I want to download this one on the back too before I forget. This is done with that Feels Like Butter. And I bet I've got to find the pattern for it and see if I have enough. Because you know I bought that one big one recently. And if I go through and see how many yards I've got, I might could do it striped. Could work. There's this little cardigan. short sleeve. And then this one that is striped, it has buttons. The other one has a couple buttons. Then there's this one, which is pattern and lace. Has a nice split hem. It's all knitting, guys, this one is. This is a kimono style. Here's the shawl for the front cover. Like a wave stitch. That's a lot of talking. I want to do this cowl. This is, it's done Earth, U-R-T-H, Earth Yarns. But it's a DK weight, and I have something that will work for that. I have quite a bit of DK. This is a pretty little cowl here with a lace edge on it. And I like it this way. That's cute. And then there's that one. That's kind of edgy. That would be cool for a guy, I think, if you did it in the right colors. This one is a turquoise ripple scarf, and this is using Karen's Pantone. They don't say what color it is. I'd like to do this one. This is Karen's Pantone. Yeah. Oh, no, that is. This one is done with a flax. Universal Yarns flax. But look how soft and pretty that is. It'd be beautiful for a wedding or graduation. There's all kinds of wonderful things. These two are real pretty too. Got a rectangular shawl and a diagonal eyelet wrap. See a nice lace panel. They're all about the lace in this one. Knit Simple Magazine, Spring and Summer of 2019. And then they start getting into all the flowers. They're called petal pushers. And do you see what that says? Knit and crochet. They have included crochet in the magazine to go along with the knitting. One of the first times I have seen, besides some sort of an applied edge or something, there's some how-to. Then there's this little jumper is so cute. This is the back. And then there's a blanket. That's corner to corner. And y'all, and here's a, they did bunnies in this one because it's spring, you know. So that's a pattern, that's a cable pattern that looks like a bunny. Little bunny pattern on that. And a bunny in a carrot. So this is knit, and then you knit, oh, it's like a double knitting. It's intarsia and then you knit the other stuff separately and sew them on. So it's dimensional. And they did a bunch of watermelon. So this little watermelon hat. Those are little baubles. That's a cute little sweater. Some socks and a blanket. Cotton. They use cotton on a lot of this stuff. I don't know if these patterns are somewhere, but this is a kind of a neat pattern there. I think I've seen that on Ravelry actually. So this book I had on the live, but somehow I did not get to it. That's all I got. I told you it's gonna be a long one. Now y'all know what I'm thinking about doing. It doesn't mean that's what I'll do. I'm gonna do those three things. And what I need to do, need to do those three things. Okay. Thanks for coming by. I appreciate it. Not sure when the next podcast will be. I'm trying to get on a regular. I want to try to do something more regular. So I was kind of thinking, well, if I do my podcast on Monday, that means it'll come up, it'll be uploaded by Tuesday. And then I might be able to do the live from my computer up front on Wednesday. But it's kind of late because it will be after 4. So that's what I wanted to do. But it may wind up being Sunday morning. Kind of thinking Sunday morning because I could do that before people went to church, and it would be early enough for people who are overseas and down under and all that good stuff. Okay. Y'all need to keep making comments because I'm going to do random giveaways. I think that's the way to go right now with all the rules and yada yadas. If y'all do not understand about that, I would check out Creative Grandma and what she had to say, and also Summer's Tips and Stitches, because Summer always explains everything really well. And I'll see y'all pretty soon. I hope this finds you well, and I hope that you are having fun with what you're doing. And y'all, let's just don't take each other so serious. Let's just have fun. See you later.